change how the world sees. Ask Nigerians who have left Nigeria. They will tell you the stigma. I mean, hey, don't let us. Olórí ibu nìyí tí ń wá àṣírí tí ń wá ní kúnra ni. Did you hear that? The moment you left Nigeria, bass, suddenly you want to become the best in your school. Suddenly, you will say lecturer won't frustrate your life to hell. They don't frustrate you to hell. You don't say education is not your life. You don't, I mean, my head no carry book. I won't go learn work. Suddenly you go America, you became the top of your class. And you are looking at yourself and say, what happened to me? Nothing happened to you. You came from Nigeria. So you can live in denial, you can delude yourself, you can say this or what have you. Now you are about to install Escobats. Ejelo, prepare. But according to Kolu, it will not disappoint you. He's reading it. I know it may not be kind of motivational, whatever. So somebody don't change the name. They say GCFR. Don't change you. They don't say they're not the grand criminal of the Federal Republic. GCFR. Grand Commander ni. He's a grand criminal ni. Okay. Now, listen to President-elect. The Aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò, Aṣíwájú àwọn olè, Aṣíwájú àwọn onígbáná. President-elect or President-select Bola Tinubu, GCFR, Grand Criminal of the Federal Republic. Ladies and gentlemen. Where is that?
Your Excellency, Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari and his wife, Her Excellency Ajia Aisha Buhari. Your Excellency, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. My wife, Oluremi Tinubu. Thank you. I can only call you Mr. Democrat. You have bestowed the nation's highest honor on my Vice President-elect, Shettima, and me. Our deep thanks also for the transition document, which clearly enumerated the effort of the past 8 years and beyond. The document summarizes the immense work of your administration. They constitute an impressive and noteworthy scorecard. You have made history, and no one can deny your contribution to our national development. Your devotion to progressive and democratic governance is unassailable. I stand here today renewed in hope and dedication to our national greatness. I also feel full of pride that this moment is our moment, and I know what it represents. This stately occasion is proof that Nigeria is vibrant and true democracy. It confirms that our democratic path is right and is right, and nothing will deter us from sticking to it. Sure. Our way shall not be always smooth, yes. Democracy is rough and tumble, hills and valleys. Yet we are imbued with faith in our purpose and belief in our collective ability to overcome the challenges that confront us. President Buhari, you have shown courage and taken tall decisions others avoided. On such decision is to recognize the injustice of annulment of 1993 election, to designate June 12th as a Democracy Day, and to bestow the nation's highest honor on late MKO Abiola. As much as anyone could, you reach back into history to set the record straight and heal the festering wounds. Thank you. The justice you did in this matter lent special meanings to today. The people have put their trust in us. You have done your part, Mr. President. Now, a great duty will descend on me. I understand the meaning of the honor given to me today and the magnitude of the task that awaits. Whether you go to the route or Nigeria or anywhere, you expect knocks on your doors.
But that was so far as like, una don dey mute Kolu. I know so many people who kind of stopped listening to Buhari years ago. Every time Buhari comes on their screen, they will just troll it or they will mute it. They would rather people tell them what Buhari said than for them to sit down and listen to what he's saying. When I don't mute Kolu, you don't understand that phone, ability to control, the ability to move the country forward. You don't like that? Yeah. Okay. I wish I could fast forward it too, but that was so fast too. Phone. Oh my dear. Anyway, he's promised you that he won't disappoint anybody. He won't disappoint anyone. He's going to. Let me tell you one of the things that Kolu is going to do. That's going to make some of you think maybe we should just wait, Jare. I'll tell you. They are coming to come and announce new minimum wage. Something that they want to do to make people feel like, okay, we just forget them. They will come back and say they want to like increase your minimum wage from 30,000 naira to 100,000 naira. Imagine that. Hey, breaking news. They don't get money to pay them, but they'll do the breaking news. They will now tell you that they will start paying it from next year. And so many other things they will tell you. Eh? El Shaponubu. Somebody said that Tinubu should be called El Shaponubu. People are making up names. You're all going to have a lot to say about Kolu in the weeks, months, and maybe years to come. Eh? Because as it be so, one of the legacies of Buhari is the legacy of indebtedness. BC. You remember what they would say? Lagbaja, Ekpe, Ekpe. This time around, you can just say, Buhari, BC, BC. Because Nigeria has been sort of dipped into a generational indebtedness. Seriously. By the time, if I live long, see, if I live long, till, if I live for another 50 years, that means I'm going to be my almost 90. Otonio. Hey, 50 years, no even plenty. If I live for another 50 years, I could be 90. 89 years old, though, 90 years. Wow. Imagine you watching my video in 50 years' time. And I have become that old man like that. I say, I remember this man 50 years ago. But you won't also remain the same anyway. If I live for another 50 years, Nigeria still won't have finished paying the debt that Buhari is leaving behind, with no human capital development to back the same. The money gone into the thin air. But generations will have to pay that money for 100 years. That's the minimum. By the time Kolu finishes his own chance, add another 100 years. I must make sure say Kofo no remain in that place beyond this year. Because according to them, as at this hour, if they share the debt of Nigeria, me and you, with green passport, with the whole God knows who and who, China, World Bank, I don't even know. You and I, you're one by one with the whole over 500,000 naira in this debt, and kobo shishi, I no collect. Rather, my money was still sent back as one of those who remits back over 30 billion US dollars every year into that economy, while your criminal leaders, they loot billions of dollars out of that economy. Do you understand? But yet, they say that they are dipping you into in Nigeria. That's not all of us. Oh, me, over 500,000 for Buhari's BC. To the point that they printed money in central bank. Baba, they printed money, 22.7 trillion naira. They can't even say what they did with the money. They printed it and shared it. No National Assembly approval, no discussion, no project attached, just printed money and shared it. 22.7 trillion. Now they have dumped that BC on the rest of the debt of Nigeria. Nigeria's debt right now is now almost 80 trillion naira. This guy is met Nigeria debt at 13 trillion naira. I'm not joking. Fact. Nigeria debt was 13 trillion naira when these guys came in. Unemployment in Nigeria was about 12 million people. Nigeria debt is now almost 80 trillion. Nigeria is poorer. Nigerians are poorer today, even despite all of that money. And those who are supposed to help you ask the questions, to do the checks and balances, Baba, everybody just say, give us our own share, or else we don't go approve them. They decided to give Buhari a free pass few days to the end of his bloody tenure. Now, there are victims of all of these things. There are victims. Your naira, your economy, your job, your family, your health, your education, your security, everything has taken a hit because of this. And nobody is going to get probed for it. Emefiole is going to go on education leave, being a study leave abroad. Buhari is going to Niger or Chad, and nobody should contact him. So what do you think those who are helping him to do the cover-up are doing? He gave 30 million US dollars to National Assembly, 15 million for senators, 15 million for rep members. They were supposed to give them 50,000 US dollars. Seriously? Just to turn the printed money into the national debt so that they can say the debt of Nigeria, including the money they printed, everything they used it for Nigeria, now your debt. Now, it's probably going to take you another 100 years to get that paid. They don't care. I mean, now person with their life, they pay debt. Now with their life, go they worry about the debt. They will be long gone. In another 20 years, they will be gone. Abi? They won't live for another 100 years. They won't. No matter how long they will remain the liability that you will still have to pay for. But what happened to the National Assembly members who are supposed to prove this? They were sharing money. They are even dishonest to themselves. Listen to this. Somebody printed there over 10 billion US dollars. 10 billion. Wow, 30 billion. Somebody printed 30 billion US dollars. And the money disappeared. And they come back and they gave them $30 million. $30 million bribe to cover up 22.7 trillion naira. To cover it up. National Assembly. And they give them 50,000 US dollars. Bajabia Mole, Bajabia Moron, Bajabia Mole is now being accused of cheating his own friends. They said, number one, he didn't even tell them about the money. He just told them that the president want them to pass the National Assembly bill to say they approved the money for Buhari to print all the money, for Central Bank to be printing that money. That day, National Assembly, they approved him. So all of this means that everything Buhari did, including the money they printed, which they don't have any details, they are not even asking for it. Just pay us, give us something. So once they gave them $30 million, they decided to convene and put a stamp on it and say, yes, Buhari followed the law in printing that money. They used it for Nigeria. We have seen the evidence. Case closed. That was what it was meant to be. Until 2-3 weeks ago. When they started hearing that, that's in way we did. Because they gave us 50,000 US dollars before we dispersed for elections. That was in February. They said this one that we came back to come and pass this 22.7 trillion naira money. They said they gave our leadership money. Some senators said they received 50,000 US dollars. But Gbajabi Amole is just giving them 10,000 US dollars. Like, what the hell is that? What is going on? So when Gbajabi Amole heard that they are murmuring, they are complaining, he decided, through the clerk of the house, and he told them there is not going to be any sitting in the house until further notice. Then he sent them again another 10,000 US dollars. By the time Gbajabi Amole, the total money Gbajabi Amole has given to his colleagues for covering up the 22.7 trillion naira money printed by Buhari, out of 15 million US dollars, Gbajabi Amole has shared only $5.6 million from that money. So Gbajabi Amole was initially sitting fat on 12 or nearly 12 million US dollars before they raised the alarm, right? So they are still not satisfied. How can one person take over 8 million and 359 people are sharing the rest, sharing 6 million? How is that? That's greed. Anyway, when they met between Gbajabi Amole and Wase, you know Wase, Wase, whatever, I don't care. It's the deputy. The deputy speaker, Wase, decided to confront Gbajabi Amole in the chamber. And I wish you can see this video. If you're watching me on TikTok, you need to go to YouTube. I want you to see the face of Gbajabi Amole when he is responding. He said, "You are challenging me. Deputy speaker is challenging speaker. You the challenge speaker. Because of money. Why are you challenging? You are challenging me. Baba, oh yeah, well, listen.
This is the first time in history that a deputy speaker will be challenging what the speaker is saying. Honourable members are invited to the official commissioning of the permanent site of the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, scheduled as follows: Thursday, 25th May, which is tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. So Chairman, Business and Rules, let's make the order paper light for tomorrow, because we have this, it's very important. The permanent site of NILS is at 2:30, so it'll be good that we close at 2. It's at plot 307 cadastral zone. It's on the airport road in Abuja. Yes, sir.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, as we are winding up, we have lost quite a number of period of time. For a commission of a project, for God's sake, why do we have to shelve a lot of activity that we have just to go and witness commissioning of a project of NILS? I want to beg, sir, that we should do our functions. Those who have the interest to go to NILS, they have the right to go there. But our main primary and function in this parliament is to make law, and our citizens should be more priority to us, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Perhaps, DS, you don't...
I was part of those that went for this.
It was set up...
So I have every information and idea as what this...
by this same institution, the House, to go to NILS. What I said was, let's try and make it light and leave here by 2. If you want, we can resume at 10. We will do our work, but we will adjourn this House at 2 o'clock. I will witness NILS, because it is important to me. So, as I was saying, the second announcement.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Sir, the parliament is about us, not about I. Thank you very much.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, this is the first time in history I've been in this House for many years, perhaps even longer than anybody here. This is the first time in history that a Deputy Speaker will be challenging what the Speaker is saying. Let us rise for...
Money, Ogbeni, we are talking about something, you are talking about something else. I don't get it, ni? Abi now. Another thing is that they said Bajabia Mole, Tinubu, and their circle have nominated who is going to be the next speaker. That Washe guy wanted to be speaker, but they have told him he's just dreaming, and they blame Bajabia Mole for it. So it was the one say, no, Benny, don't they talk like that? What did they do for the deputy speaker? Why is Deputy Speaker angry? Mr. Deputy Speaker, camera day now, waiting day. Why you did he angry? Baba, we know why he's angry. He wanted him to talk about the money, but Bajabi Amole is talking about event at Eagle Square, where they want to make Kolu, the grand criminal of the Federal Republic, with a chain on his neck. The grand... Man, I like that too. Now, waiting go send me go kuje. Now, waiting go send me go kuje. Now, they push me too. I won't say you are pushing me because that would be very much wrong. But you just put it in my brain now. And before you know it, you begin to see people, they will be saying GCFR, Grand Criminal of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Tinubu is the GCFR. So what is GCFR? Is the Grand Criminal. He is the only criminal who has managed to beat the corrupt system in Nigeria from being caught, and is about to be president. He's already been made the Grand Criminal of the Federal Republic. Sure, you know, no sinna kujia they go so. If I mistakenly find myself in Nigeria, they will say, now you they call him Grand Criminal of the Federal Republic, Abi. You they call him Kolu. You they call him Jagawiri, Jaga Bandit, Jaga Addict, Abi. Now suddenly, they made him a GCFR. You abuse GCFR. Oh yeah, kuje. I will just say, yes, sir. Sir, can I just ask for one thing? If they are, see, if I enter Nigeria and somebody approach me and they say, hey, are you Badero? I say, yes, I am. We are Daura or Dokwe, most stupid service. You are following us to Abuja. I will just be like, see, officer, I don't want to waste your time or anything, okay? But just one favor. Some people there outside, they wait for me. I just want them to then take this back. Then I take my changing bag, or else we will create scene for here. I no go gentle. But if you can just make me make arrangement, you can take me. So then I can tell them and say, why do you have to call him a grand criminal of the Federal Republic? I say, well, my people tell me, say, him be grand criminal of the Federal Republic. But because of that, myself don't cancel Nigeria from any destination at all, until further notice. That's what my own. In fact, I didn't tell you this before, okay? But I'll tell you this. Now, my pastor tell me, they said I shouldn't travel to anywhere in Africa because right now, there is a cloud. It's a dark one. And you know that I have to fly. I have to fly to go to Africa. It's a dark cloud reach. If I enter that cloud, I will get lost. So, and I don't want to find out. I don't want to find out. So Africa, everything, Koloma, Komabawa Shonyi, as you know. So yeah, it's about money. Yeah, it's about money. And it's just like I have predicted. When the whole house will start collapsing and crashing, it's going to start from those that pretended to be friends now. And I think it's coming to that already. Now, I'm going to take you to another one because I actually want to take calls tonight. I really want to. What clip is this? Hang on.
In what sense?
Okay. We won't need that anymore. I was supposed to share that with you earlier. And that was Patty Tommy, what he had to say about Kolu, as well as the Obidients yourselves, and the mistakes that the establishment will make if they try to either gaslight you, blackmail you, or even attack you. In the long run, at the end of the day, it's going to be a big price. It will be like a huge price that they won't be able to pay. And they will have to when this, when you indeed turn back to fight back. And I think you are getting to that stage now. That's what he said in that video. Meanwhile, yes, let's take a bit of a break. Where Shettima Kende of Oyo was saying, commissioning the Oyo State Governor's Lodge in Abuja. Something they can say for the governors or anybody working for government, for governors anyway, in Oyo, any Oyo governor can be there. And the Chief Justice of Nigeria, the man that publicly said he was so happy that the governor of his own state, Shettima Kende, is one of the G5 gov. Why am I saying G-string? I don't even like G-strings. Anyway, G5 governors, right? So it was there too, just for word for word's sake. Then I will tell you what people are also saying about the issue of dependence visa, immigration to the UK, okay? Yeah, there are some backlashes. Forget about TMU, okay? But let's go listen to one of the G5 governors commissioning a new or renovated governor's house or lodge in Abuja. Listen.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, SAN, GCON. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, my Lord Honorable Justice Olukayode Ariwola, GCON. Your Excellency, the wife of the Oyo State Governor, well, my wife, Mrs. Tamuno Minini Tolufunke Makinde, The mandate is still live until midnight on the 28th of May 2023. So I thank you, sir, for honoring us. Well, two questions that most people have asked each time a conversation about this project comes up are, why do we need an Oyo State government lodge in Abuja? And the second is, why now? Well, I'll answer both questions in my remarks. The first question, why do we need a government lodge in Abuja? Senator Buhari said, in the old lodge, he slept here. So maybe I should just take that as an answer. Well, this is akin to asking why Nigeria needs an embassy in countries where Nigeria has diplomatic relations. Abuja is the seat of government in Nigeria. Now and again, states visit Abuja to carry out governance activities. Many people will be aware that in Nigeria of today, most states are dependent on federal allocation. So there is this monthly FAC meeting. And what a beautiful project it is, befitting the status of Oyo State as a pace-setter state and providing suitable accommodations for any liaisons that we will have to carry out in Abuja, especially in our drive to attract more investment to our...
So Governor's House is going to attract more investment to Oyo State and all of that. He's doing well in Oyo by the standard though. So, and he just got re-elected as well. But you saw the gathering, okay? So I was telling people on TikTok that I know a lot of you. You will sit down there so kind of with rapt attention, listening to what Mayegun is saying. And then when I drop my pawn, which are mostly intended anyway, when I drop them in what I'm saying, and I put up that straight face, you will never stop talking about it. Did he just say G-string? No, Mayegun is a lie. You like G-string. I said, is that the only thing I said? Or do you meant to hear that G-string, this and that? What do you do? Oh, no, Mayegun, no. You know what I mean? No, please. I like G-strings, but I don't like wearing them, which I've never touched them like that. What I'm saying is that I don't like saying them. I don't like saying it like, you know, G-string, G5 governor. Or somehow, like it's like, you know, it just drops when I'm talking about Wiki and his crew. So I was telling people that if they go on YouTube right now, everybody is just talking about G-string. What's this G-string? Which one is G-string? Is that the only thing I said? Anyway, yesterday we were talking about from Jakpa to Jakpada. Person where they do, like they say in Yoruba, the herbalists where do jazz for cockroach. No, the herbalists will do disappearance jazz for a cockroach. It's the same Babalawo, the same herbalist, who also did a discovery charm for a chicken. So you have a cockroach who has a disappearing or disappearance, whatever charm, hung on his neck, walking boldly. At least they can't see me. Then you see a chicken who has the discovery charm in his pocket, and he can see a cockroach. That's exactly the story of MDT Amiyu, who was on social media promoting Jakpa. My friend Oje Jakpa. My friend, I don't Jakpa. Nigeria, until we see you again, especially from 2020, every day, almost every week, you will see a post on Twitter, you will see a post on Facebook, when Nigerians will take pictures inside the plane, and they will post it on social media. Nigeria, Bye for now until we part to see no more. Which one is part to see no more? Now marriage. Nigeria. Nigerians, I'm gone for you. All the evil you have done. I'm not joking on social media. On Twitter, you will see them. Thanks so much. There was a time they were using Shola Shobowale's image. It's like a meme. Yeah, in one of those Lagos, is it called Lagos Boys of Lagos, whatever. That, you know that movie on Netflix. Shola Shobowale with that wine glass. You will see them. They will take pictures inside plane. They will put Shola Shobowale's image with a glass cup. I'm sorry, a wine cup. It will be like that. Nigeria, the evil you have done is enough. Mo love you. And it's true. Japa, japa. Until Tiami, you saw the BBC. They don't even pay her money. They don't give her money. They just say, Alaye will ask you one question. Say, oh yeah, go ahead. You they do japa japa for everybody. What do you do? What is this old japa? And Tiami, you turn to Canary like Dino. You know, and you have when you have a crackhead on repeat, and it just keep going like, that's the way they do japa for people. Can't they try and open the door for japada? And unfortunately, it just met the time when the Conservative Party in the UK are about to face another, a general election. A general election that is likely going to be lost. Immigration is a big issue. UK has benefited from mass immigration, no doubt. Nigerians and other Africans, even foreigners, other foreigners who have come to the UK, especially those who came here to study, they didn't come here cheaply. These people spend millions. I'm talking about, listen, if you spent, for example, you spend about 20,000 pounds sterling in paying for school, getting an admission, and the rest of that, you know, primarily, when you pay that much, you already ask them, can I work? Would I be able to work and fund my education? Yeah, you can be able to work. The visa allowed you to work. So it's a win-win situation for them. You are bringing your money. The money you will likely never make back. Only a few are going to be lucky among you to actually see a real job that pays you well, that you can see that your investment in coming to the UK to spend that much money on education and at the same time escape poverty and every other thing you are running away from in Nigeria or from your countries. All things we are all running away from. So only a few people are going to get a return on investment anyway. A lot of you will end up, what? Just either going back or just finding something to get on and get by with until until you are tired enough to say, no, this is not what I wanted. I'm going to move to another country. I live in the UK. I know this. So the only popular saying about people coming here to take their job, people coming here to come and use their NHS, all those are bullshit and nonsense. Statistically, they are not true. Because economically, in between 2020 and 2022, you foreign students from poor countries with so much money that you brought to the UK economy, their schools here, all those popular schools you see online, they were able to rake in over 41 billion pounds sterling. 41 billion. Even UK government cannot give their schools here 40 billion pounds sterling. They don't have it. Do you understand? But your money paid for all of that. So if the real figure of coming here, which they actually have total control over, there is no point in gaslighting anybody as if to say UK is doing anybody any favor. UK is not doing you any favor. Sure you get. Yeah, we are grateful. A lot of us who have managed to get our way, find our way here, and we have kind of find our way to, assimilate, integrate into that system. We paid our prices. We paid heavily for whatever we currently have to live with in this country. Nothing is given to us for free. Nothing, absolute nothing. Now, you know what that means? So to now get something back from that same system, despite all your investment in that same system, it becomes a thing of a privilege. Do you get that? And a lot of us kind of live with that because you can't even compare it to where we are coming from. Now, it's a give and take thing. Sure you get. Until the loudmouths. Hi, guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Do you want to go abroad? Do you want to go to the UK? Hi, guys. Do you want to know how to send their money from UK? Hi, this and that. And all that nonsense came on. They were already overrunning it. Politically, it is not good for the conservatives. So they need scapegoats. So in this case, as long as Nigeria continues to go down, the value of Nigerians abroad will continue to also go down until you prove yourself. And it is not one size fits all. You have to prove yourself exceptionally beyond their own citizens before you can even kind of get whatever you want to get. The opportunities are there, no doubt. But that's something that somebody who is already kind of settled will say. But for somebody who hasn't really, then they will tell you, I regret saying I come to this country. I wish I can go back to my... I've heard that a lot of times. So if conservatives want to stop and reduce the number of people who come to the UK, they know what to do. They don't need to scapegoat Nigerians. They don't need to scapegoat us or anybody. They know that Nigerians are leaving Nigeria to escape poverty. Abi, if you can't get good education, how do you get out of poverty without corruption? So a lot of people have discovered that once they are able to attain a certain level of education, it opens the window for them. And once you have that opportunities and all of that from all over the world, that is also an opportunity to take your family out of poverty. What is wrong in that? What is wrong in that? Oyibo knows that Nigerians and Africans mostly, they are family-oriented people, extended family, family of this or that. They know. And the only thing that Japa did to us is that Japa separates family and families. A lot of us who have left Nigeria, we left Nigeria and we lost our loved ones, fathers, mothers, family members and all of them who died that we couldn't even attend. We didn't see them in the last days of their lives. These are parts that can never be filled up again. That is the essence of Japa. The damage that Japa does. But it's pretty much like, the damages, the reward. So many of us, we feel like it can make up to some extent for the losses. So we just choose our losses and we just kind of count them and we moved on. So why do you think Oyibo, who said you can bring your dependents, didn't know that if you're Africans, you're likely going to bring more? Do you think they don't know that some people are going to use that as a racket fraudulently to also get people to the UK? If they found any of this and they want to stop them, they know how to do it. They don't need to scapegoat anybody. That's exactly what this MP told the conservative government in the UK on this issue of immigration. The schools who are going to lose all of that money from next year, they are also protesting too. Hey, let them come. Oh, you must let them come and bring this money. Oh. People will always bring their money here. But how much is going to be determined by the policies of government. But this time around, like I told you, it's politics. Yeah, it is politics. So they are taking it up. They are taking themselves up on it. Listen to this.
International students make an invaluable contribution to our economy. According to the Higher Education Policy Institute, last year they provided nearly £43 billion to the UK economy. In my constituency of Glasgow North West alone, the economic benefit was over £83 million. So first of all, I'd like to ask the Minister, what assessments have been carried out on the economic impact of this change on the university sector and indeed in university towns? International students enrich our society and they have skills which are proving ever more vital in this post-Brexit climate, which has seen the UK deprived of workers across key sectors. So with current labour shortages in healthcare, STEM, IT, to name but a few, how can the Minister fail to recognise that this policy will simply exacerbate these? The reality is that many students coming to the UK look beyond their studies and want their families to be part of that experience. Without a way for overseas students to bring their families, many will opt to go elsewhere. And any drop in international student numbers will cause further harm to universities that are already facing financial difficulties. This policy makes the Home Secretary's agenda crystal clear. She's launching an attack on migrants regardless of the benefits they bring to the UK. And in pursuing this short-sighted reactionary programme, international students are being caught in the crossfire. In Scotland, international students' contribution to university campuses and to our wider society is celebrated. But Scotland will suffer the consequences of this misjudged policy. Once again, it's indicative of how out of tune this Conservative government is with the Scottish people. So if this government is insistent in pursuing their hostile...
Scotland. Did you hear that accent? That is an MP from my country, from Scotland. I told you, until the Scottish people came together and they kick out both Labour Party politicians as well as conservative politicians from Scotland, and they took charge. Since that time, Baba, when I came to the UK and I started living in Scotland, I understand the difference between what you call autonomy in a country, I mean, where you have a country or countries inside a country, yeah, and they respect that boundary. With the tell people, when they told during the Brexit, Scottish people voted against Brexit. You know, Scottish people love holiday. We love holiday a lot. And they go away so much that they don't have to ask for a visa or anything. It's easier for them. So, when they now told the Europeans to leave UK, or they should get their papers sorted when they offer them a particular visa that they will have to pay for or something like that, some people were just returning back to Europe. Scotland, we told them to come here. Because of the abuses that detainees suffer in the detention centers, where immigration detention centers, you know, in the UK, if they arrest you, you don't get paper, you don't get this, you don't get that, they want to deport you. They'll put you in a detention center. In Scotland, we have one. We had one. And we call it Dungavu. It's not far from my house here. When the Scottish people who control their government here disagrees with the process, the dehumanization of people because you consider them not having papers, so we told them to shut down Dungavu here. Yes, we had to tell them to shut down any detention center in Scotland. So that is an example of what Nigeria should be, you know, ordinarily. Scotland recognizes the benefits of these foreign students. And what they expected of a real government is to invest more in building houses. Sure, you get houses, improving on the standard of infrastructures to accommodate all those that are going to be coming in with their 43 billion pounds sterling investment in their economy. Sure, you get. That's what we in Scotland will say. If you have people who are bringing 43 billion pounds sterling into your economy, there is nothing wrong or bad if you invest more in housing, build more houses, like, you know what I mean? Make things more available enough to accommodate that. Don't make it look like they are coming here to take that 40-something billion away. And there's no point in scapegoating anybody. There's no point. So I'm happy that I live in Scotland. And I can tell you this. It's actually one of the reasons why I have lasted this long. Why a lot of criminals and all their supporters have not been able to actually get closer. I live in a sane place. I'm not living in London. Sorry to my friends who live in London. I didn't mean to kind of spy. You know what I mean? But you can tell that too. London is like a place like Oshodi. Where you see the Taja Terrans. Those who left Nigeria, but Nigeria didn't leave them. Those ones that you look at them and be like, now abroad I did so, I been a better. Maybe this not now. Opa Iweka Onitsha day so I been na UK. And like that MP said, People will never stop traveling. Listen to me. If UK says don't come here, there are other 120 countries that you can go to in the world. So if UK says don't bring that money here, you can take it elsewhere too. That's what that MP is saying. There's no point in gaslighting anybody. There's no point in gaslighting Nigerians or Africans or anybody. Sure you get. And you as Nigeria, there's no point in you saying, now, it is true now. All of us should go back to our Baba. You should calm down, You will have your time to say all of that. I won't go make another tea. Meanwhile, this is another one that has been making people angry. Peter Doche and Ooni of Ife. Ojaja the second. Arole Oodua at a party. And some said this is like a cultural clash. Okay? As a Yoruba man, if I meet Ooni anywhere, I'm going to prostrate and greet him. Okay? It's like paying homage culturally. But if you know the Igbos, as they say, they are Republican in nature. Something that some said that they don't bow. They do bow for people. They do greet people. But it's not a case of mandatory. Do you get that now? Not like us, the Yorubas, that you see have to show that it's, cultural clash, they called it. One of the reasons why Nigeria should not even be a one country. And it's sort of spring up a kind of a debate, a lot of debate on social media. I won't show you the video. Watch it. Did you see that? Right. So they said that because they did what do you call that greeting again? Osita, if you tell me. When you do like that, that's a cultural greeting, like an offer title holder. If you're an offer title holder, you're allowed to greet people that way. It's like chieftaincy title too. But there's something there. You wouldn't expect Peter Doche to prostrate and greet Ooni right there. But some now said that, okay, we understand that of Peter Doche. What about that of Kanayo? He's also doing like this for Ooni. I was like, I will play the video again. And I want you to pay attention to something. This time around is you. Sure you get, nobody say I care. I don't care how they greet themselves. So, because for me, ordinarily, Ooni Risha, Ooni of Ile-Ife, people know they see him face. Yes. They come out anyhow. If Ooni leaves palace, it's like the entire deity of Yoruba land on the move. You will see the numbers of kings that you're going to see around him. You will never see his face. You don't see on his face until the politicians became their friends. And that culture, right before our very eyes, they desecrated it to what it is today. If you jam Ooni, if you jam for your baby's naming ceremony, if you jam for inside the lobby of a 5-star hotel, Abuja, Lagos, anywhere, if you come back from one elevator inside one big massive company in Lagos, and you are not near of Ife, you are going to be in the same elevator. Now that's what we have today. But that does not mean that it should be disrespected, and I have seen no disrespect here. No disrespect. So it was being Arole Oodua. I want to play you this video again to see that it's actually a courtesy. He stretched. First, he greeted him this way. Peter Doche is 86 years old. No, is he 86 or 76? 76, I don't know. Anyway, Ooni kind of make that pass. Then he stretched his hand. When he stretched his hand, Edoche was like that. When Edoche moved, Ooni stretched his hand there again. And which is like on his invitation. But that's what I've seen. So if you want to get mad or you want to run mad and you want to run your Igbo versus Yoruba nonsense, I can't stop you. Here you get. There are so many lunatics, and I no be psychiatrist. So I'm not here to convince you. I just want you to see it. I've shared what I've seen. Then you can see it too. And yeah. At least, you know, go one way or knee stretch his hand, and then you just let the hand hang. That would have been another news. Sure, you know, imagine Oni stretching his hand to say, I want to greet you. And then you just bone the hand. That would be a big news. This anyway, I'll let you be you.
If I wasn't say slow mo lowo, emi so very gamina, oh be party data, I just start your
Àwọmọ́ àlè mọ́ta.
Ìtẹ̀fẹ́jà ṣe ń dáadáa ń láṣẹ, àjọ ọ̀tí ara wa ni.
Bí a nàrọ̀ pàtàkọ́ ìlọ́n.
Níbi máa ọ̀tí yín pa.
Sọ́lù àlè yìí wà sálìmọ̀ tẹ̀sílímà.
Ìjọ́ tí mo ti ríra mi gbẹ̀yẹ̀ líle ni mí ìsìlẹ̀ ríra mi kéjì, mo wá kúkú maintain level yẹn. Slow mo lele.
Thank you. So I'm going to go make another cup of tea. And I'm going to take calls just for a few minutes, maybe 2-3 calls. I mean it this time around. I'm not taking too many. So thank you very much for spending your evening with me so far. I need you to, if you haven't already, please like the broadcast, okay? Like it, share it. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy your evening. I mean, come on. And then you can also call in by picking up your phone and dial that number on your screen. Don't go and call the direct number. That number no dey public. If anybody pick the number, no be me. Oh, sure you get. But when you call that number, you send message to it on WhatsApp, I will get it. Now remember that. Like the broadcast, okay? And I will be back in a minute or two. I'll go make another tea.
GCFR.